Yeah, so the final roll of the dice. Harry Beautyman comes in with the shots. It's from a long throw. It bobbled out from Boston United. Harry Beautyman just caught it very nicely, but it sails over the bar. An early chance there for Woking, but a lot of venom behind that shot from Beautyman.
He caught that really cleanly, just as you say, probably a couple of feet over the bar, but an early warning there from Woking coming from the long throw. But the Woking players will have a lot to prove tonight. They'll want to show that what they're made of, and they'll be aware that there'll be somebody new coming in and wanting to make their mark. And of course Craig Ross and of course Craig foul there on Tunji Akinola. Craig Ross, who was a Woking through and through, 6 years at the club, also came up through the academy, and he's in charge, supported by Jake Hyde. So they'll be wanting to do it for Craig, I'm sure.
Yeah, the free kick for Woking here. It's we sent forward. We're into just the second minute of this one, but like I say, an early chance for the Cards in this one. So Jaskalainen does send it forward. It's won by Boston, who's just knocked back to Jaskalainen, who's scurrying back into his 18-yard box here after taking that free kick. He was only a few yards shy of the halfway line there, and I don't think he expected the ball back at his feet as quick as he got it, but it's sent from left to right by Jaskalainen over the head of Andrews, won back by Boston, bobbling around in midfield. Now Beautyman looks to knock it on. Away from Woking here. It's through with Aidan O'Brien. Golden chance in behind here for Woking, and on the rebound, Woking tap it home. An early lead for the Cards. Boston will feel that they could have dealt better with that one.
Yeah, well, no, they will, but they got forward really quickly there, and it was Sanderson, wasn't it, had a great chance that was saved, and then O'Brien had the great chance, and then Sanderson followed up.
He was in the right position at the right time. As he said, he scurried across to that initial chance. It was O'Brien, sort of scuffed his effort a little bit, found himself in so much space. It was parried out by Dan Cameron into the path of Ollie Sanderson, who slams the ball home. And what a start this is for Woking. Less than 5 minutes on the clock, and the Cards lead at Boston United.
A sort of half-hearted appeal for offside. Obviously we're a long way away from it, but I think Ollie Sanderson must have been behind the ball when O'Brien took his shot.
What a dream start here for Woking. They know that this is a side that are playing with real ice in their veins at the moment. Boston have been scoring so many goals, they've been so confident under their new manager, and to just sort of nullify that in the early 5 minutes is a big play. And of course, under an interim manager, to step out there and have that confidence of scoring in the first 5 minutes will be big for those players.
Yeah, well, it's they'd had the Beautyman chance before that, so two very quick off the mark.
A ball sent long by Cameron then, who I have to add was signed today by Boston United. Had a couple of injuries in that goalkeeping position. Signed today on loan from Sunderland, and in between the sticks he gets. Not the dream start for him in goal for Boston, but they're going to come forward here with Kennebeau racing towards the 18-yard box. It's laid off, chance to swing this in for Boston, but it's dealt with well in the end by the Cards. But it goes out for the first corner of the game on the far side for the Pilgrims.
Quick break though, wasn't it, from Boston?
It was. They came forward in numbers, flooded the box, but in the end it was a good recovery pace from Woking, and out it goes. It's going to be swung in from the far side then. Loads of bodies queued up inside the 6-yard area, but it's a bit of a training ground effort, but one of the Boston players getting in the way of it. It's still out wide with Teal, who looks to swing it in, nodded away first time by Ollie Sanderson, getting in his defensive duties on the edge of the 18-yard box. Back out it comes to this near side with Frankie Maguire, looking to race past this man. Still it goes with Maguire, right side of the area, across it comes. It's bobbling around. Woking, it's always a bit of an awkward one, that, when it's won't fall at your feet. Boston being quite tenacious in the final third at the moment. Everybody caged in. Good tackle from Curzons on the edge of the box. He gets it back, but a vital intervention in the end there by Jamie Andrews. Good defending.
Yeah, good defending. A little bit casual from Timmy Akinola there, sort of.
Andrews tries to win the ball first time. He gets it away, and a yellow card shown here in the first few minutes of this game. It's Timmy Akinola that goes in the book. It was a 50-50 coming together, but he just leaves his studs ever so high a little bit, really, and he underneath the referee's eye line. An early yellow card.
Yeah, big yell there from the Boston player, and Timmy Akinola mistimed his tackle there. So and the referee immediately got out the yellow card.
Ever so early to pick up that yellow card. Going to have to be cautious now. The referee's going to have his eye on him for the rest of the evening. Free kick for Boston nonetheless then. It's Frankie Maguire that stands over it in the right channel. He's got a number of amber shirts calling for it on the edge of the 18-yard box. It's swung in right-footed by Maguire. Good looking ball, but it's hung up. Offside flag goes up in the end. Woking had it dealt with. They were sort of stopping that line of Boston players rushing in. A good delivery, but lots of red and white shirts back to deal. And Jääskeläinen's just going to stroll back to put the ball on the line.
It was a good delivery. I think one of the challenges for Woking will be to get their defensive mojo back. They've still got a fairly good defensive record, but in recent weeks it hasn't been there, and they'll be wanting to be tight.
So everybody queued up on the right side of the pitch, inside the Boston half, as Jääskeläinen trots up to take this in his all lime-coloured goalkeeper strip. It's nodded down, won by Boston first time as Curzons takes it under control. He's brought down by Tunji Akinola. Free kick for Boston in the centre circle. Oisin Gallagher wanted to take that quickly, but Ollie Sanderson just stepping over it as Jake Rooney sprays the ball out to the left side. Kenna Bow takes it in beautifully first time on his chest, looking for options inside. He's going to drive it towards the 18-yard line, is the Norwich loanee. In it comes and swept through by Chinna Coley. It's it well away from danger.
You call it no-nonsense clearance.
That's certainly it. Just a bit of a pause from the referee there as he looked towards the linesman on the far side to see which way that's gone, but it goes out as a Boston throw and halfway inside the Woking half as Teal slides it in, and Boston sweeping it from left to right. Bit of a dink ball, takes the pace out of the attack, but it's taken in by Teal. Now with Oisin Gallagher. Boston knocking it around nicely inside the Woking half at the moment as Carson looks out wide, cut out by Aaron Drew though. Good defending from Drew. Just asking for a bit of support from the defenders who play the ball long.
Good anticipation, wasn't it, from Drew there?
The ball was swept long, right into the hands of Dan Cameron, who bowls it out quickly for Boston. They're in a hurry to try and get things back underway. And who can blame them after the start? They've given it away again though, as Andrews looks to try and break through, but quickly caged in by 3 or 4 Boston shirts. It's played back to this near side for Caleb Richards, and Boston sliding to keep it in. Not going to do so though.
Yeah. Good work there. I was just about to say that possession and play had settled into the Woking half there, with Boston really putting on the pressure, but Woking a couple of minutes there just of taking their opportunity when they're able to get on the offensive.
Yeah, Boston have had the lion's share possession so far, but when Woking do pick it up in that final third, they look quite alert. They'd pick it up very quickly and are looking for options in around the edge of their 18-yard box.
Yeah, the Boston defence have looked a bit nervous so far, haven't they?
One arm aloft then. It's going to be Aaron Drew to take this. In it comes with his right foot, nodded out. Just waiting for confirmation on that. Now it looks like it did take a nick off a Woking man last, and out it goes for a Boston goal kick. A few ironic jeers from behind the stand from the Pilgrim fans. As Cameron then slots the ball onto the right side of his 6-yard line, takes a good 5 or 6 steps back. Everybody queued up on the right side of the pitch here, sort of in formation really, man for man of each player. Up it goes. It's a long kick, a big one from Cameron. Frankie Maguire just trying to get it under control. It's swept out by Oisin Gallagher, looking for Kenna Bow, who's going to try and take this in with his right foot and beat his man. He's done so, but Aaron Drew looking for the second recovery. Good feet from Kenna Bow, who's still going, edge of the box, a Bow strikes! And wide it goes. Great footwork there from a Bow to get away from Aaron Drew, and he just ran his infield, fired the effort, but it bobbles quite considerably wide in the end. But that's a bit of a wake-up call. He's looked quite lively on that far side so far.
Very much a wake-up call. Good play, and you saw the disadvantage there with Timmy Akinola already having picked up a yellow card. Normally he would really have committed himself there, but he couldn't afford to, and that gave our Bow the chance to get the shot in.
Resulting goal kick sent long then by Jaskalainen. A good 10 yards over halfway. A couple of headers go up, and a little bit of shunt in the back in the end there. Felt by Jordan Richards, and the free kick goes Boston's way. About 15 yards inside their own half, left channel. Hawula offering space out on this far side for Boston, but he's being watched by Caleb Richards. They've played the diagonal ball so far at Boston, and that's what they're going to do again here, out to the right side. Curzons goes up, it goes all the way through, but Richards sweeps in behind. Curzons takes it in with his right foot, then tries to potentially get a shot away with his left, but quickly across comes Okoli, and out it goes for a corner.
Yeah, dangerous moment there for Woking. It could have bobbled to give the chance of a shot, but not to be.
It's going to be a Boston corner then on this near side. All but a couple of players inside the 18-yard box here. 4 of them queued up inside the D, and then 1 man back for Boston. Everybody else pretty much tussling in and around the penalty spot between that and the 6-yard line, as it does come in from Boston. Then left-footed, swept across the box. Pretty dangerous for Woking in the end there, but they get a foot through it, and out it goes, and a chance to burst away here with Gabode. Sucked inside and straight back into Boston's possession. Looked like quite a potential dangerous break there, but just given away in the end. Sent long by Cameron, over halfway. Won first time by Woking, though. Good confident header back into the centre of defence, and Okoli maybe had more time there, and he just puts his foot through it and finds back the feet of Cameron.
Noticeable that Woking getting the ball forward quite quickly and quite directly.
Here's Jamie Grimes looking to send the ball long, sends the ball over the top, but you're not going to beat Okoli in the air too easily. The free kick's going to go Woking's way here. It was coming together, both players went up, unassuming really from both of them, but the Boston man's actually gone down injured, but I think he was leaning into Timmy Akinola.
Yeah, he probably came through a little bit more, didn't he, and took Timmy Akinola out a bit, but as you say, he's come off the worst of where I wouldn't like to come into contact with Timmy Akinola on a football pitch, I must admit.
Me neither, I'll second that. Will Jaskalainen then going to be the man that moves forward to take this again. He's halfway inside the Woking half, everybody ushering forward into the Boston half at the moment. Just seen Ollie Sanderson just point at Jaskalainen to bring everybody out to the left, and that's exactly what everyone's doing now, just shuffling across. It's going to be a diagonal free kick here from Jaskalainen. Just a bit of a break there as the referee waited to take that, as it swept right towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Heads go up, Boston get it clear. 15 minutes into this one, Boston United 0, Woking 1 in the National League. Swept across by Richards. I think he wanted that a bit further forward, but got a bit too much spin on it. That's beautiful to get away from his man, and here come Woking driving towards the byline. And a beautiful bit of skill there, Ian, to drive forward.
Yeah. And I think from where I was, the referee's given a corner. In some ways, the run deserved a corner, but I think probably the last touch came off the Woking player. But Woking won't mind that, but it hasn't pleased the home supporters.
It's going to be Jamie Andrews that trots over to take this on the far side.
To answer your comment though, it was a lovely bit of skill from Joe Gabode to come away with that. Really turned his man well.
One arm aloft from Jamie Andrews, swung in with his right foot towards the near post. It's won by a Woking man, but only finds Grimes in the end. It's sent forward by Boston, pretty helpless ball, and it's calmly nodded back by Richards into the feet of Jaskalainen, who's just going to slowly stroll this out into the edge of the D.
Yeah, all the goal kicks are going long this evening.
Right in check, and a one sent long now then by Jaskalainen. Didn't look too much in that.
No,
unless he was
he looked like he almost steadied himself, but hey ho.
Joseph Gabode goes up, Just a small little push in the back. Referee gives the free kick Boston's way. Here's Jake Rooney looking to send a long ball. It's Tom Curzons is the target, but once again Coley's up there. He's a good match for Curzons tonight because he's been firing the goals in for Boston since joining from Harrogate, but Coley so far has had his number.
Yeah, Coley is, in some ways, he's quite an old school central defender, isn't he? He's more than a head on a stick, but he doesn't lose many headers.
Boston have a throw in then, about 10 yards from the corner flag on this near side, and poorly worked really there. It was Teal with the ball in hand. It looked as though he was going to arrow one into the box at first, but went short for Hawula, and just a bit of a trampoline touch off his right foot really, and back out for a Woking throw this time. Similar position on this near side, just in front of us.
And it lifts the pressure off the away team really. Well, off either team. When mistakes like that are made, it just eases things a bit. They can relax and back in possession.
Caleb Richards then, looping long throw down the line. One first time by Teal, right in towards Curzons, who's up against a Coley. Coley wins the battle of strength, but Curzons wins the battle of pace to win the second ball. It's swung back across the box by Boston. Cleared well by Tunji Akinola, just getting his first time boot to it, and clears it away from danger as well. This time Timmy Akinola, the man on a yellow card, early into proceedings inside the first 10 minutes. As was Woking's goal inside 5 minutes, is that man Ollie Sanderson, who has a neat bit of skill, but in the end plays it straight into the feet of the Boston defence.
The referee is playing advantage and brought it back for a Woking free kick just on the halfway line.
Yeah, and the chance to get so many bodies. We've seen a lot of long kicks from the goalkeeper, both goalkeepers so far, and the chance now just short of halfway for Jaskalainen to really arrow this towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and so far Woking have been quite alert to those second balls and headers out of the box. I'm
just thinking if Jaskalainen, if Woking lose this quickly, Jaskalainen's got to be on his skates to get back into his goal.
Jaskalainen then dinks it towards the centre of the box. It's won first time. Lots of height in the centre of defence for Boston United. It's nodded away. Timmy Akinola goes up, and Woking do pick up on the loose ball inside their half. Spread out by O'Brien to Gabode. Looking to drive at his man. He's really showing that pace on the right side so far. Driving towards the byline. It comes across from Gabode. Just didn't quite have that delivery there, but once again showing a real burst of pace there. It's played out by Cam. What a beautiful goal kick that was in towards Hawula, and now Boston with a chance out of nothing, but Hawula just couldn't release Tom Curzons there. That's Boston though, just picking up on the loose ball again. It's a lovely ball spread out by Hawula. Well, spoke too soon because it was cut out nicely by Woking, but Boston still have it on the edge of the 18-yard area. Nobody could get it under control for about 30 seconds or so there on either side. And once again, Woking.
Yeah, it's these final balls, both teams giving away possession at the moment.
Offering up possession to each other. As Gallagher twists it back for Rooney. Now across for Grimes, the Boston captain. In by Richards. Playing it around in the centre of the park, Boston. Put under pressure by Woking. It's a dangerous ball back across towards Tunji Akinola.
Yeah, to which I would imagine he would turn to Joe Gabode there and say, thank you very much for that pass, mate. Yeah, it almost got caught.
He stitched him up a bit there, didn't he?
He did.
Aaron Drew then has the ball in hand on the far side, loops it down the line, but it's won by Boston in the end and hooked clear. Coley goes up with Curzons and does well to nod it back to Akinola. Game's got a little bit scrappy over the last few minutes. Both sides just can't really get the ball down. A few loose passes in and around the edge of the 18-yard boxes, and the right ideas are being made. Some driving runs from Hawula and from Gabode, but just that final delivery from either side, and Boston go down. It's a pretty dangerous area.
I think probably. And a dangerous position for a free kick.
It certainly is. It was Curzons that sort of had his side towards goal and was hauled down. It's only about 5 yards outside of the 18-yard box here, on the left side of the box. And this is definitely shooting range for the Pilgrims. You have the option, don't you? You can play it short, you could swing it across, but you've got to hit it from there.
Oh, no, they'll be shooting, I'm sure.
All right, chance for Jääskeläinen to line his troops up then in front of them. It's going to be a 4-man wall, 2 standing over it for Boston.
Probably about, what, just over 20 yards?
Yeah, it looks maybe 25-ish. No, yeah, just over 20 probably.
Yep.
Frankie Maguire that lines up to take it, or it's going to be Maguire that hooks it in, and it's flicked on. Boston have the ball bobbling around in the area. Shouts for a penalty. Everybody crowding around the referee, and he waves it away. Arms waving around from everybody in amber and black. The linesman on this near side, Bemoose.
Well, firstly, it was a clever free kick, and everyone thought he was going for the shot. And then it looked, there could have been a pull. We don't know. How do we see in these situations without the highlights? But certainly there are a lot of appeals there for a penalty.
You wonder if it struck a hand potentially. Maybe that's what the claims were, because nobody was hauled down there.
It looked like there might have been a tug back as well, but all will be revealed in the highlights.
Boston win the ball back from Jääskeläinen's goal kick. It's in the end dealt with by Woking now, as Aidan O'Brien drops deep here and pops it through the legs of Boston man. Here's Beautyman. He's got Aidan O'Brien in front of him. That just tries to play it on the outside of his boot, but it's cut out by Jake Rooney.
Yeah, very close there. Good little move from Woking, but this is a very different style Woking. It's much more direct, not really much of the passing around the back that Woking fans will have been so used to. It's and when the defenders are getting, they're immediately looking forwards, not backwards.
Jamie Andrews taking his time with it. Boston fans aren't happy. Nodded away first time on the head by Boston, but quickly won back by Woking as Andrews just shifts his body there to create some space. It's played across the area. In the end of aids over quite a few heads. Cleared first time by Boston. Good header in the centre by Tunji Akinola to nod it forward 10 or so yards, and now it's picked up by Andrews on the left side. Looking for a sliding pass through into the edge of the 18-yard box. It's given away by Boston, and a bit of a cheap foul to give away there, really.
Yeah, Timmy Akinola just got there before Boston player brought him down, so cheap, bit further out than Woking's, than Boston's free kick a couple of minutes ago, but I may well be proved wrong here, but this season Woking have rarely shown themselves to have someone with a killer free kick in these sorts of positions.
This is when we see Roberto Carlos scream
yeah, this is where I get to look stupid. Jay Foster-Caskey, he has one, but obviously he's on the bench tonight.
I'm sure you'd love to be proved wrong with an absolute rocket here, but
I don't think they're going to shoot. I think the ball's going in.
Yeah, everybody queuing up towards
a bit like Boston did.
Edge. It's Aaron Drew and Jamie Andrews that stand over it, but it's going to be Drew to deliver. It's a good-looking ball from Drew. Just no one in that area. It was a real curling, right-footed delivery, but nobody could get a nick on it.
It went into the danger area, but as you say, it's just no one managed to get that final touch.
So Dan Cameron just trots across the left side of his 6-yard area again.
Jake Hyde and Harry Beautyman deep in conversation there. Jake Hyde in the 6-yard in the manager's area.
I'm sure they'll be pretty pleased with what they've seen so far. They've been resolute defensively, and of course nicking that goal inside 5 minutes as well.
Yeah, they will be, and I think there's been no frills in the Woking performance so far this evening. Just effort, quite direct, pressing the defence as Aidan O'Brien is there.
Grimes just looking for the long ball. Okoli lets it pass him, and Curzons is going to slide it through. Maguire's in behind here for Boston. Chance for the Pilgrims. It's come across for Hawula, and what a vital block that is! A sliding challenge to stop a certain Boston United goal. Hawula had to tap it from yards out. Sliding across is Okoli. That is a vital intervention.
Time still stood still there, didn't it? It was ball was through, not very well dealt with, and but it was Okoli who came last minute intervention just as the Boston player was about to tap it in.
And blocks and challenges like that are as important as a goal at the other end. It stops one, and that is brilliant from Okoli as the resulting corner comes in. I had to say, amongst all that, the danger wasn't obviously fully clear as we waited for that, as it was sent forward by Woking. Maguire with no number on the back of his shirt now. He went down in them early knock-ins. He's got a bandage around his head. Clearly had a bit of blood on his shirt, and now is numberless, the Boston number 10. The ball is in hand with Boston now on this near side with Teal, who loops it straight onto the head of Timmy Akinola. His head is pretty loose though, and Drew though once again picking up there. Few interceptions he's made tonight, but he can't make the pass further forward. Tunji Akinola though, his namesake, can play that one over halfway, but Boston pick it up once again with Grimes in the centre of defence. It's now with a Bow, who's got quite a neat first time touch on him. I think he's the danger man to look out for in the pocket of attack for Boston, and he gets it now on the left side of the area up against Aaron Drew, looking to twist and turn away from him. He played the ball across, swiping at it was Hawula, but it's fallen for Boston on the edge of the box, and it's struck in the end by Oishin Gallagher, but Woking getting bodies behind it. And out it goes for a Boston throw on this near side just in front of us here. It's going to be Teal that takes it to Gallagher. Teal gets it back straight away. 1-2. Good one-touch football this from Boston in and around the 18-yard area. Everybody back for Woking now, I have to add. Good defensive line. Here's Rooney. Boston getting a good foothold on the ball over this last 5 minutes, but Woking standing up to it. Okoli, the main man, doing so. It's the collective team effort at the moment as Maguire looks to knock the ball past Beautyman, but his experience showing there, just getting his body in front of the ball. Succession of throws for Boston on this near side though. It's another one with Teal, who goes short for Gallagher once again, takes it in with his right foot, plays it infield for Maguire. Woking hook it clear, but once again straight back into Boston possession. It's right on the halfway line with Grimes. Ado knocks it across, bit of a dangerous ball, but Rooney strides out of defence to pick it up, and a brilliant sliding challenge there from Beautyman. And once again he looks like he'd lost it with his touch, but bang, slide challenge stopping Teal from racing away.
Yeah, we've seen the other side of Harry Beautyman in the last couple of minutes, tracking back, tackling, chasing down.
Yeah, he's been working tirelessly in these opening 27-28 minutes of this game. He's sent long down the line then by Oishin Gallagher. Free kick goes Woking's way there. It was Tunji Akinola that sort of came out of defence, and Maguire just a little push in the back. Akinola goes down.
Yeah, I think, Tunji Akinola sort of threw himself for that bit really, but got the free kick for his trouble. And again, very different from Woking. These free kicks, it's always Willie Askelainen coming out to take it, which wouldn't have been happening last week. And all the players going forward, apart from Jääskeläinen, there's no Woking player in his own half.
Just kills a bit of momentum there as well. Jääskeläinen taking his time because Boston were getting a good foothold on the ball. It's sent really long by Jääskeläinen into the Boston box, but dealt with and cleared in the end by the Pilgrims, and they win back possession. But Woking not giving up on it in the midfield. It's now with Gabode on the far side, spread back forward as Woking look to advance towards the 18-yard line. Now with Timmy Akinola looking to twist away from a couple. It's a brilliant slide ball pass for Drew, who's beat the defence. Look for that sliding ball across the 18-yard box, but so many amber and black shirts in the box to clear that. But a brilliant move. Aaron Drew just on the overlap there.
I think that was the first back pass of the game from Woking.
Yeah, everything's been going forward. It's been neat when they picked it up in midfield, and I think that's been real a real positive to take from this first half an hour. When the ball has come loose, the second ball, Woking been really alert to that tonight and just picking it up and looking forward, because I think sometimes it can be frustrating just watching sidewards passes and waiting, but they've really looked direct in their passing out wide.
Just a bit of abuse being held at the Boston player there by a Boston fan. Oh right, oh sorry. Actually it wasn't that, it was the fact that Will Jaskalainen's gone down with one of those injuries that seems to happen after about half an hour and a half.
Yeah, sorry for any choice language you might have heard in and around us. Of course it can happen at the football. We know that. You know that.
Well,
chance for Craig Ross to get some instructions into his players here now, and as I said, Boston had the foothold of the ball over the last few minutes before, so time to just take that sting out of it a little bit. And got to remember, of course, 32 minutes in, they lead by a goal to nil. It was Ollie Sanderson that found the net after 4 minutes. Lots of space in behind for O'Brien. He struck the effort. Sanderson was there, and yet that's the sign of a striker. You've got to get in and around the positions, even when it's not you bearing through. He's in that position to tap it home after.
I think Ollie Sanderson's done very, very well this season. He did well last year on his loan spells, but he's been very good for Woking, and he has an eye for goal, which is what you want. You know, there's been a beautiful headed goal he got earlier in the season, but I think he must have 9 or 10 goals by now, I think. So Will Jaskalainen seems to be okay to continue.
Yeah, Boston fans making their feelings known about that stoppage.
Much to the surprise of the Boston fans. I have to say, before the free kick, I had a lovely Boston sausage for tea. 3 Boston sausages, sausage and mash, earlier on.
Lincolnshire sausages.
No, it wasn't Lincolnshire sausage. It was Boston sausages. That was made very clear.
Boston sausage. As it's picked up by Grimes, and he's going to slide it back for Dan Cameron, who sends it over halfway. Curzons is the target, but a good win from Tunji Akinola. And here's Teal, slides it in field for Curzons. Boston keeping their foot on the gas after that stoppage. Caleb Richards standing up to it and setting away Joseph Gabode, who's carried it a good 15 or so yards here. He struggled to beat him in a foot race.
Yeah.
Just hauled back in the end there though. It was Gabode, I think too quick for his own good, got his foot under the ball a little bit, and then just hauled that Boston man back. Free kick was taken quickly.
He's done well this half though, Joe Gabode. He's got part around the defender on 3 or 4 occasions, but that was not one of them.
Boston just knocking this around. Inside the Woking half, looking to slide it through towards Awula. He's got his back towards goal at the moment. It slides it across for Teal, and dragging it towards the byline. It's crossed by Teal. In the end, cut out well by Tunji Akinola. Woking looked as though they potentially played themselves into a bit of trouble there, but Jamie Andrews sweeps it forward towards O'Brien, who races onto it, just putting the burners on to break forward for that one.
He's very isolated though. He's
done more to get away from his man though. He's checked it back towards Beautymoon, now puts his head up and swings the ball across with his right foot, not the goal! And there's a good delivery that from Beautyman. As you said, he was very isolated initially there was O'Brien, and he just checks that ball back. Beautyman will cross in, nodded wide.
Yeah, it's a lovely play from Beautyman. Well, it's a lovely play down the left, but then the ball in just after we'd been praising Ollie Sanderson for a headed goal. He just didn't quite get hold of that and headed it wide, but it was a very good opportunity for him to add to his tally.
Here's Grimes. He's carried it a good 15 yards out of his defensive line and looks for the long ball towards Hawula. Frankie Maguire goes down. Shouts for a free kick from the Boston fans are waved away by the referee, Wayne Cartmell. Coley gets his foot through the ball and sends it long towards Ollie Sanderson, who's bearing in on goal, and the offside flag goes up. Woking have the ball in the net for the second time, but the offside flag precedes that.
It shows how dangerous Woking can be on the break. I think in my opinion, I thought Tunji Akinola was lucky not to be given as a free kick. But whatever, Woking was straight down the other end and just marginally offside.
It was really direct play from Woking there. Coley just getting the ball in behind, just showing that long ball, and Woking committing bodies forward to get in behind as well. Just didn't beat the offside trap. It's played it over the top there, Boston, but it bowls straight into the hands of Jääskeläinen, who's just going to take a little bit of time to usher his troops forward. Sent long, left-footed kick by Jääskeläinen. Gabode the target, but quickly brought down by Boston. Good check back by Matty Carson. He gets it back deep into their own half here, Boston, on the edge of the 18-yard box. It's captain Jamie Grimes striding forward. Experienced defender. And given away by Boston in the end there. They had so much space, but give it away. And Beautyman, you probably expect better from him in areas like that, but just tried the angle ball throw straight back into the keeper's feet.
He knew what he wanted to do there, and Gabode had acres of space, but the ball wrong angle and eaten up by Boston, who now come away with the ball.
Playing very high up the pitch, Boston, I have to say. There,
yeah.
Even when they're off the ball, Gallagher and Rooney, Grimes all stepping quite high up, and I think it just sort of shows that them long balls from Coley are available tonight. When you look at the position of Boston now, on the base of the centre circle, just pause for a minute because they're coming forward. It's a Bow on the edge of the 18-yard box here, looking dangerous. He's trying to maze his run through. So many bodies back, but Boston fight the effort, and they rifle it home. And there is the equaliser for the Pilgrims, and it's that man again, Tom Curzons. He has been in fine goal scoring form for the Pilgrims over recent weeks after signing from Harrogate, and that was a rocket of a strike. Will Jääskeläinen, even with a hand to it, would struggle to keep that one out.
I think the phrase "pick that one out" comes to mind. I think it fell to him on the edge of the area and he just hit it so cleanly. Nothing Jääskeläinen could do. Any player who'd got in the way of it would probably have been pushed into the net as well. So no, all level.
And it's that man Ken Bow really that I've mentioned him a few times today, Ian. He is the man that they sort of need to keep quiet, because that was such a darting little run, dropping his shoulders, just taking a couple of Woking defenders out of play, and within that time Curzons is able to create a bit of a space for himself, but Bow just looking really tricky on the edge of the box. I think trying to double down on him and get a Coley and maybe Drew across to him at times is going to be vital in this game, because he looks so nimble in the box.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's the sort of player you want: pace, low level of gravity, which is code for not the biggest.
I think the word reaction springs to mind now for the Cards. How are they going to react to conceding that goal? And in the contrary, how are Boston going to react to scoring that goal? I think the next 5 minutes are important in the lead up to half time. Who's going to be the side that really break out now? Boston have got the momentum from that goal, but can the Cards regain that lead? Can they get a foothold back in the game? As Boston have a throw-in on the far side, it's Carson that's going to try and spread it across, but they give possession straight back to Sanderson, who's dropped deep to take this. Twists away from a couple beautiful feet there from Sanderson. He's racing forward. Just cuts too much on the pass, and he's giving it away in a dangerous area as Rooney strides out of defence. He's got Hawula for company, right side of the box, looking to drive at his man. Hawula across the area, and sliding in is Tunji Akinola. Good idea to just turn that behind and out for a corner, but it was good work from Boston again, but Akinola is to it.
Yeah, that misplaced pass from Ollie Sanderson could have been very costly. Came away beautifully, and the ball was on, but it was easily intercepted, and suddenly Woking are on the back foot again.
It's going to be another corner. I've lost count on this near side how many we've had. We've had a few corners. Woking have had a handful themselves on the far side, but it's most of the corners are coming from Boston on this near side. I think it's about 4 or 5 in this first half. This time it's going short. Maguire's going to play it low across the box. Cleared away first time by O'Brien, and Timmy Akinola's going to race onto it. He's brought down, didn't look all too much in it, just a bit of a coming together. He was racing forward at speed as well. And the ball eventually find its way all the way back with Cameron, who sends it long. Boston have no right to win that ball, but they do. Forward comes Carson, looking to stride in field. Now with Maguire, edge of the D, looks up. He's met by red and white shirts in front of him. Teal looks to slide it across the box. Woking just got to try and get something from this, because Boston really carrying some momentum into this now. They're committing a lot of bodies forward. Now here's a chance. Andrews picks it up base of the centre circle. Oh, it's the right idea, looking to send Gabode away there, but good play from the Boston midfielder there to just throw his body in front of it and stop that.
Yeah, it was, again, as you say, right idea, and Gabode was there, but it was very well intercepted, and then Boston back on the front foot. So it's been a very open game, really, pretty end-to-end.
It's been a lively game of football, I have to say. There's not really been... There was that spell around 20-25 minutes when both sides were sort of giving possession away, but it's been played at a fast tempo. It's been a good National League game of football.
It's been almost an old school game, really. Just
Gallagher looking for the ball in behind here. Haula the target, but right into the hands of Jääskeläinen. Sorry to cut you up there.
Yeah, teams playing it quite direct on the front foot, both looking to get forward as much as possible.
Jääskeläinen sends a diagonal ball forward. It's taken in neatly by Sanderson. He just tries to twist it out wide towards O'Brien, but offers up possession. Haula gonna have to race a few yards. A neat little flick back for Teal. Now in for Maguire, who's got loads of space, and he's going to look up and flick the ball over the top towards Curzons, who just can't get it under control on his chest. Just trying to peel away from Okoli a little bit now is Curzons. As Woking come forward with O'Brien, knocks it back. Drew's got it about 10 or so yards inside the Boston half on the far side. Apologies. Sent forward by Carson. Coley all over the back of Curzons. Boston fans wanted a free kick, but they're still in possession with a bow, slides it in field, and Boston pretty sloppy with the ball there, and Richards picks it up. He took a good first time touch and he's carried it 10-15 yards. First time flick from Sanderson, pretty frustrating one in the end there.
Bit ambitious, really. I could probably have played it a bit simpler.
Here's Teal right on the halfway for Boston. Now with Jake Rooney across for Jamie Grimes now. Boston just playing it across their defensive line. Deepest man for Boston at the base of the centre circle at the moment. Teal asking for support, gets it back. He's going to run in field. So played across now towards Carson, who takes it in neatly with his right foot, looking to stride it in field, but good defending by Andrews to get in front of it. Now forward comes Gabode, who's really racing through. It's a driving run this from Gabode. On the overlap is O'Brien. O'Brien towards the edge of the 18-yard box, fires the effort, it takes a nick, and in it goes! I cannot believe it! But Woking lead!
Yeah, it was a good move, and O'Brien fired it in, and it took a wicked deflection that left the goalkeeper sitting on his backside, having gone one way, and it just bobbled over the line. I didn't see who it went from. They might have been... Were they hugged?
This shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Massive deflection.
Yeah.
Massive deflection taken there. It was just... We always had to pause for a second because of how it just directed its way away from Dan Cameron. You
have to say the break by Joe Gabode, that's... he really came forward. I mean, once he gets moving, he's both quick and big, and he did really, really well, and then put the ball in to put in Aidan O'Brien, who, tricky feet, manoeuvred a place for the shot and ended up getting the goal from the deflection. But Woking nosed it in front just before half time.
Yeah, how important could that goal be this evening? Good breakaway again. The pace of the breakaways from Woking have been really strong, and I think Joseph Gabode's been pivotal to that. He's really broke through that defensive line and looked for options as well. As I say, it was Aidan O'Brien going through the gears there, and he sort of slowed the attack down and waited for the right opportunity. And as I say, if the ball takes a nick off a man, it can wrong foot the keeper, and it did exactly so there, massively.
Yeah, there's no point getting up front quick if you're on your own.
4 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half as Boston launched the ball forward, and Jääskeläinen just going to launch the ball out of the Jakeman Stadium.
Yeah, sometimes the ball goes forward quickly and fans can get frustrated because a player slows the play down, but if he's on his own surrounded by 4 or 5 defenders, there's no point trying to do something with it. And that's where Aidan O'Brien was really clever there, just slowing it, making space, getting the shot in, and a goal for his trouble.
Boston looking for an instant reaction in around the edge of the 18-yard box. It's good footwork from Frankie Maguire, lays it off towards Teal, who's Oisin Gallagher, my apologies, up against Jamie Andrews. Now it's Jake Rooney, gets away from a couple far too easily really, and plays it diagonally across towards Abo, who takes it in with his left foot. He's got Carson for company, who's going to swing it across.
Corner.
Out for a corner on the far side. Just need to keep there.
Yeah,
cool
a bit over eager from Jamie Andrews there, and it also then left Aidan O'Brien stranded, and then the ball comes back. But to be fair, Woking are keeping on the front foot.
Arm aloft by Frankie Maguire, left-footed towards the back post. Up goes Oisin Gallagher. Now is Richards. Big shunt in the back from Gabode.
Yeah.
It's out for another corner nonetheless.
Yell for a free kick. It wasn't a free kick. Yell for a corner. It was a corner.
They got one of them. Can't be too greedy now. It's going to be taken on this near side. We've seen...
another of these short ones.
Yeah, Maguire's offering himself short, but it is going to come into the box instead. A bit of a tussle at the back of the box between Okoli and Rooney. And a chance for Woking to break away here. Massive bundle into the back of Timmy Akinola. Looked like an outstretched boot just touched the ball first, so the referee says no to that one as it's sent out wide towards Gallagher on this near side. Won well by Richards though, nods it forward a few yards towards Beautyman, who's twisting into trouble a little bit but leaves the leg dangling there. Matty Carson, and a free kick for Woking deep into their own half.
Yeah, Beautyman did well there to keep possession. It'd be nice to see Timmy Akinola, when you see the players doing their sprints. Timmy Akinola is remarkably fast. He sort of rivaled Matt Warden, Joshua Sude when he was here, and so it'd be nice to see Akinola get a good bit of space to run at a defence.
Yeah, he's looked very sharp and fast tonight off the mark. The acceleration just bursting away in midfield. Games are won and lost in midfield, and when you've got someone working so hard in there like himself, as the ball falls into the box, and it was Aaron Drew that took the strike in the end. Sails over into the stand behind, but chance out of nothing really for Woking there, and it just maybe leaning back ever so slightly sees it fly over the bar.
Aaron Drew just saying he didn't hear it. It was quite a quiet whistle.
Oh, I didn't hear it myself.
No, and I think he's now, but he can't prove. How can you prove whether you heard something or not? He's got the yellow card, that's it.
Second yellow card of the evening now for Woking. Timmy Akinola going into the book in the first 10 minutes. Now Aaron Drew. Boston just looking for a long ball out wide, and it trickles out of play, so Caleb Richards just going to trot over to take this one on the near side. A few yards in front of us here at the Jakeman's Community Stadium, asking for options a bit closer down the line. Teal and Aidan O'Brien having a bit of a battle here in front of us. I'm just closely watching this, and it comes in towards O'Brien, and that was inevitable. I thought the foul was given away there, but it is half time at the Jakeman's Community Stadium, and Woking lead by 2-1. It was an early strike from Ollie Sanderson on the follow-up from Aidan O'Brien that put him in the lead. Tom Curzon's lashing home the equaliser, and then a wicked deflection from Aidan O'Brien's shot, taking it away from David Cameron. Woking will not care whatsoever about how much the deflection was, and they lead by 2-1. Ian, what did you make of that?
Yeah, for Woking fans, very heartening. I would call it a no frills performance. There's just been no frills. It's just been getting the ball forward, getting on the front foot, and they for their courageous play, they've been rewarded. They have played it risky at the back at times and been caught back at the back at times, but to their credit, when it went level, they kept on the front foot, and lucky as it was, managed to get their goal from the deflection. So all to play for in the second half, and it was an entertaining and open half of football.
It most certainly was. Join us for second half commentary after the break. At half time at the Jakeman's Community Stadium, Boston United 1, Woking 2. Of Boston United against Woking here in the National League. Woking lead by 2-1. It was a Sanderson goal in the 3rd minute that fired the cards in front. Aidan O'Brien rushing through, striking his effort. Goalkeeper parries it on his debut into the path of Sanderson, who sweeps it home. Tom Curzon's then rifling in the equaliser 7 minutes before the break. It's his 8th goal since joining from Boston in 7 games. He's been in fine goal scoring form. Actually heard at half time that second goal for Woking was credited to Ollie Sanderson. It took a nick off him on the way through. Myself and Ian thought he'd taken a nick off a Boston man, but it actually was Ollie Sanderson's foot that guided it towards goal. So 2 goals on the night for Ollie Sanderson, and they're the 2 goals that put Woking in front against Boston United. It would be enough at the moment to leapfrog, to move Woking, up to 14th in the division in what is a very closely congested middle of the National League table. We are moments away from getting back underway at the Jakeman's Community Stadium for this second half, and what a vital 3 points it'd be for Craig Ross and his side if they could take them back down to Surrey as the lights dim and the action gets back underway. It's sent long forward then, and Woking no nonsense clearance towards halfway, but it's hooked inside by Matty Carson. Oisin Gallagher's just going to try and hook that towards the edge of the 18-yard box, picked up back again by Gallagher. Curzon's the target, but quickly put under pressure by Kabode. He beats his man and now he can stride forward. He's got a couple of players around him, but it's a slide ball down the line towards Aidan O'Brien, who's going to try and check it towards the byline. Put too much on that in the end, and just went for the fancy little flick, Aidan O'Brien. He got way too much on it and takes it out of play in the end. So it goes out for a Boston goal kick, sent long by Dan Cameron. I'm going to ask you, Ian, who do you think was credited with that Woking second goal?
Well, I've just heard it was Ollie Sanderson.
Yeah.
I think he got a slight touch to it, so he's on a hat trick. He won't mind being credited with it.
Yeah, we're watching it back. Obviously, we got the beauty of the replays at half time, and it was actually quite a deft little flick. But I don't know if he knew all too much about it, but he guides it towards goal nonetheless, and wrong foots the goalkeeper. The ball's spread out wide there. Now, good one-touch football this from Woking, and they're striding towards the 18-yard box. It's sent in, diving header away from Grimes. Now checked back with Andrews, slides it through towards Aaron Drew. Woking just trying to get it under control on the edge of the Boston 18-yard box. It's flicked along to found O'Brien. I don't think he expected it. Into the box it comes for Woking, but a good sliding challenge in the end from Grimes, who barks at his defenders, ordering them forward. It was probably far too easy for Woking to get through that. They just can't get the shot away when they're in the corner.
Very easy, and really could, maybe even perhaps should have been a third goal. It's again, great work by Aidan O'Brien. Very intelligent work in the penalty area. O'Brien and Buteman, who are older and have come in for a bit of criticism this season at times, have both performed pretty well in this game so far.
One arm aloft then from Aaron Drew. He's going to swing it in with his left foot right towards the goalkeeper. Punched away and first time hits. In the end, it just sails over.
That was Roy Seiler.
Who came on?
Who's Roy Seiler replaced?
I'll get confirmation in just a second.
No, Timmy Akinola.
Timmy Akinola, yeah.
Who was on a yellow card.
On the book, yeah. What a strike that was! It was dipping.
Yeah, it was a really clean strike.
Oh. Here's a bow. Played off for Maguire now. A bow once again looking to drive into the 18-yard box. It's Matty Carson going for it, but a sliding challenge.
Appeals for penalty, which were a bit ambitious, but that's a quick corner.
Here come Boston, dragging it towards the byline. Back across. It's goal kick this time.
Goal kick.
Given.
So just a few of us talking as you do at half time. The feeling is that Woking have done really, really well, that they probably need to play a little bit cleverer, not quite as helter-skelter as maybe the first half was. They've earned the right to sort of control the game a bit and not be over-eager, but on the other hand, they're just playing with such determination to do well.
Bow looking to hook it through.
Oh.
Siler is trying to thread through one of those Woking attackers, and it finds one of the Boston defenders' feet. Sent long then by Dan Cameron, but quickly won in the air by Chinakoli. Beautyman just ordering his men out wide, and it's Gabode looking to race down and put Carson under pressure. Lent into him a little bit there, and it was right in front of the linesman who quickly
he's a bit like Iniefe on Joe Gabode. He's just so big, it's very hard for him to win a tackle without giving away a free kick or being adjudged to have given away a free kick.
He's getting punished for being on the weights.
Oh, yeah.
For putting other people on the weights. As it's sent long towards Sanderson, who, as we rightly say, will be hunting his hat-trick now in the second half. Takes his tally up to 9 National League goals this season, and how he'd love to take it to double figures tonight. But more importantly, really push his team on towards victory as well. It's a good play that from Rooney to get it out of defence, but now he's caught out a bit of position as Woking win that back. Here is that man Sanderson, all down.
Yeah. Great work by Sanderson. He held the ball up well and couldn't really do much with it, but did win the free kick.
It's pretty central, just slightly left of centre here, closer to the base of the centre circle than it is the edge of the D, to be honest. So bit of an awkward position for a free kick, but you never complain about a free kick nonetheless. It's a dead ball situation, chance to get it into the box, and lots of Woking shirts queued up on that 18-yard line at the moment.
Now, years ago, I saw Giuseppe Sol score a wonderful direct free kick from possibly even further out than this. So, but it's not going to happen this evening.
Jamie Andrews going to hook it across with his left. It flies over a couple of heads. It's hooked away by Boston in the end, only as far as Aaron Drew. Have to scamper to keep this in. There's Grimes, who's felt he was under some pressure there from Beautyman.
He's done very well, Harry Beautyman there. Really harried Harry the Harrier, but he really harried the defender there and won a throw in, which Jamie Andrews.
Yeah, it's going to wipe the ball down. Lots of options inside the area here. Boston quite a tall side in defence though, but nonetheless Andrews will fancy his chances to really arrow one in here, as he does. It's going to bobble to the edge of the 18-yard box, cleared by Boston. Not sure who that took a nick off last there. It is a Woking man, so it's out for a Boston throw-in just over halfway, and committing a lot of amber shirts forward. You can see them rushing forward to try and get this in as quick as they could. In the end, they've taken the time of it a little bit. Down the line it comes. Frankie Maguire trying to pick up on the loose ball from that throw-in. Here's Gabode. Shifting in field. Good feet from Gabode, but in the end it's Akoli who's played it off his man. Surrendered possession back to Boston, but they don't do anything with it.
Yeah, Joe Gabode is not really a defender. I get a bit nervous when he's going back there, taking it so deep into his own penalty area, but they got away with that one.
Sent long by Jaskalainen. Powerful header out over halfway by Grimes. Now forward come Boston with Maguire. Here's a bow. No, he's going to want to try and charge and beat his man. He's up against Darren Drew. Up he goes onto that right foot, played across by Maguire, and way too much on it from Maguire. A few groans from the Boston supporters behind the goal there.
Yeah.
Good move from Abo once again out wide, but he plays it in at some pace, and Maguire just can't keep it under control.
No.
Tries to stab it towards goal, but way too much on it. I know it's a bit counterintuitive to look at tables and stuff at half-time, but I was just looking in about how closely congested it is in that mid-table section of the National League.
Yeah.
At the moment, if it stays like this, the Cards move up to 14th, just a couple of points behind their opponents tonight. But it's so close, a win can really move you up into that close top half again.
Yeah. It's and they've got so many games in hand as well. So it's. It can look nervy. I was talking to one of the Woking players earlier today, and he said the trouble is when you're not playing, you start to look down the table, even though you've got 4 or 5 games in hand. And but the reality is, if Woking were to
Coley's just been booked for the Cards a moment ago. There's a bit of a stoppage in play, and it was Coley had a bit of a talking to and went into the book. It's swept across by Boston from that free kick, and now bobbling around on the far side. Rooney knocks it back on the edge of the D. It is. Curzon's trying to bring it down, but Coley gets it away, hits the referee in the end. Good footwork from O'Brien after, but it's going to come to nothing.
So
one when it hits the referee.
Who does he give the ball to there? Because it's not a drop ball, is it? Does it go to Woking? Because Woking.
It's an awkward situation here, isn't it? I think
referee Wayne Cartmell, well known in National League circles.
He's going to drop it down, and Curzons was quickly chasing him down, but it's sent long by Woking in the end, right back into the goalkeeper of Dan Cameron. Sorry. Rooney stabbed ball forward for Boston, nodded down by Curzons. Now Frankie Maguire chasing out for it. Here goes Maguire. He's running at speed. Good challenge from Woking in the end, and it goes out for a throw-in on the far side.
Been pretty quiet so far, Boston, this half, but they're just showing signs of just stirring into life with a couple of attacks there.
Hawula knocks an infield for Richards. Everybody in the Woking half now as Grimes striding forward out of defence. Knocks it out to Carson. Left-footed ball into the area. It's a dangerous delivery. And gets the flick on it. The Boston fans here have a better view than us behind the goal. Are furious about that decision.
What was that?
I thought he kicked out the two. That's what they're playing.
Cries of cheat from the Boston fans behind the goal. And around us, they've made their presence and feelings known tonight. Just a slight kick out, and the free kick's gone Woking's way.
See, I like this as a home crowd. It's noisy, vocal. That's what you want in a home crowd, really being a little bit intimidating, getting on the back of the referee.
Almost potentially force a decision later on in the game, you never know.
I have seen it.
As Coley goes up with Curzons and gets his foot behind it, chasing his O'Brien, but it's calmly nodded back by Rooney into the hands of Cameron. A few chuckles from us over the fans around us, who have their choice words for the referee. He's definitely not the most favourite man in the ground from the Lincolnshire fans tonight. Sent long by Drew then. Sanderson the target, but racing in behind is O'Brien, and if he could just try and latch onto that ball from Rooney, just slipped underneath his legs and back to Cameron, who sweeps the ball into the centre. Maguire touch lets him down, but he wins it back nonetheless, and now away go Boston, breaking forward at speed with Connor Teal on the far side. Across the box it comes, and swept away in the end by Woking. Edge of the box, they're quite tenacious in and around that edge of the 18-yard box, so Boston at the moment, but nonetheless Woking are going to get it clear and come forward here with O'Brien. He's forced back a couple of yards. Andrews sweeps it across for Okoli. It's come from left to right, forward for Gabode. A bit of time with it there, and Woking give it away. That looked out. And it is. I'd say the linesman saw that. It looked definitely out of play there, Ian.
Oh, no, it's definitely out. You can see the linesman. I think he just, the cogs of his mind were going of, I'm in front of the home fans here, but it was out.
I can smell you've got into the Jakeman's Community Stadium spirit with a Jakeman's for the second half. As O'Brien comes forward for Woking here. Beautyman looking to twist away. Now in field for Seiler. Andrews driving towards the edge of the 18-yard box, but he's forced back for Seiler once more. Patient build-up play this from Woking. Tunji Akinola looking for the hooked ball over the top. Grimes just takes it in with his chest. It was Sanderson that was the target. And Anderson just charging down and keeping him under pressure. Plays it off the Woking striker though and out of play.
Closed them down well there. I wonder if bringing Matt Ward on might be a good thing, just to get a bit of pace up front. Just to be an out ball. Now both Budeman and O'Brien have done a lot of running in this game, and
yeah, you sense like the fresh legs of Matt Ward and the pace that he's got would really benefit a game like this now, especially Boston's wing-backs have committed very high forward as well. Just getting someone on like Ward would stretch the legs of that Boston defence. Frankie Maguire's found some space on the left side. Good challenge though, well brought out.
That was a good great play by Seiler.
And Gabode racing away, and he's brought down by Grimes. That looks a certain yellow card, and no complaints there from the veteran defender. Gabode just in some discomfort here. I think he's making a meal of it to try and disgruntle the Boston fans around us, and it's definitely worked.
He did it. It was quite a dramatic. So I mean, he was rolling around anyway, but then did one of those like fish flips, you know.
So the free kick's going to come in from this left side.
A lot of choice language around us now. Sorry if anyone hears that, but if you take that out, it's quite entertaining.
Andrews, the man that stands over it, one arm aloft, swings it in, left-footed, curling ball towards the penalty tip, spit gone, and Woking are in the box, and in the end it's just in an offside position, just waiting for that ball to drop there. It takes a nick, but he was in, as I say, just behind the defensive line, offside in the end there, but good delivery that from Jamie Andrews, really sweeping the ball in.
Yeah. First substitution coming, or another substitution coming.
Luca Barrington going to make his way on here for Boston United. Jordi Hawula's been a man that's been around the block in the EFL, and he's had a couple of spells tonight, but nothing too much at goal.
No.
And that's the end of his evening as Luca Barrington comes on. Boston just trying to get a foothold of it in the centre. It's hooked away by Coley, only as far as the centre spot where it meets the head of Grimes. Knocks it out for a Bow. Up against Gabode. Bow's racing all the way to the byline. He's done ever so well here. The Boston winger plays it across for Frankie Maguire, who strikes the crossbar. Back it comes from Gallagher. Edge of the D now for Boston United. And in the end, it's a big, strong challenge on the edge of the box. Advantage played on by the referee. Maguire will have a second bite of the cherry and fires it home for Boston. Maguire rattling the crossbar at the first time of asking. Woking couldn't get it clear, and the second time of asking, it's Frankie Maguire across the goalkeeper into the bottom right-hand corner. A drilling low strike 4 goals on the night, shared 2 apiece. Boston 2, Woking 2, a good strike.
Yeah, a lot of good Boston pressure there, and as you say, Frankie Maguire hit the crossbar and then had a second chance and slotted it in. And
63rd minute, number 10, Frankie Maguire.
Long time to go yet, and Boston will only get stronger, I think, and Woking will need to look at some changes.
You mentioned it a moment ago, Ian, about maybe getting some fresh legs on to ask some more questions of that Boston defence, and now it feels even more timely as it's played back to Jääskeläinen, and it's ever so risky there. Tom Curzon's racing into the Woking half, and there's a foot race there between Jääskeläinen and Curzon's that Curzon's nearly won.
That would have been a real kick in the teeth for the Woking team, but Jääskeläinen was alert. It was an under-hit pass back to him, and as you say, Curzon wasn't that far away.
Jamie Andrews has it now then. Woking looking to stride back forward, bobbling around on the edge of the right side, of the Boston United penalty area. Out it goes for a throw-in. Quite deep into the Boston half this. Andrews receives it. Slides it in field, but sloppy from Andrews there. Had a lot of time. Good defending from Aaron Drew, but his pass doesn't match that. And now Maguire comes forward once again for Boston, trying to slide in. Tom Curzon's good defending from Woking, but Kennebo is straight back on the case. Back for Maguire. Boston looking pretty dangerous at this spell of the game. Maguire sent a couple, swings the ball into the box, and Jääskeläinen, can he launch a counter attack here?
Yeah.
Slow things down a bit. I thought he'd try and get the ball out of his hands there. A lot of Boston bodies committed forward for that. That was good work from Maguire, the goal scorer there, though.
Yeah. Great interception there by Tunde Akinola. It was really a last-minute interception, but he did so well. Probably equal to Coley's in the first half.
I said how this was a game that's been playing at quite a fast tempo in the first half. It definitely is in the second as Sanderson wins this. It's played back forward. O'Brien sliding! And in the end, a good intervention from the Boston defender. But that's ever so close. It was Sanderson using his chest very well on this right side to get that across, and an outstretched leg from O'Brien ever so close to nicking it home at the near post.
He timed his jump really well, Sanderson, to nick in and head it on, and it was a lovely ball to the near post, and as you say, just past the post.
This does not feel like we've seen all the goals of tonight. There seems like there's going to be a 5th goal or more in this.
Yes. And I think the challenge for Woking, who've been on a poor run, is keeping the momentum and keeping the morale going when you've been pegged back twice. And it becomes a mentality thing as well as a football thing. And Boston obviously on a very, very good run.
Bit of a 50-50 challenge. A free kick was given Woking's way. It's about 10 yards inside their own half. Jääskeläinen's trotted forward to take it, and he's going to send it right through the middle in towards the 18-yard box. Coley goes up, it goes up over the heads of them. Akinola's forward as well, but it's dealt with by Boston. Cleared only as far as the head of Sanderson, who nods it back in towards Gabode. He's looking for options, slides it through the legs. Good burst of pace from Gabode, who's at the byline. And it's dealt with by Carson in the end, but that was a great bit of acceleration from Gabode there. He nicked it through the legs and charged towards the byline. That's what you want to see from your attackers.
Great acceleration, and he's been in about 5 or 6 really hard tackles this evening, and he's come away with the ball each time. He's got such strength.
So it's a corner for Woking then. On this near side, Andrews stands over it. Right arm in the air, left-footed delivery towards the back post. I always hate seeing that when a corner comes in, it doesn't even make it into the box and swings straight out. It feels like such a wasted opportunity.
For a moment it looked as though he's going to put the keeper under pressure, but then went over the bar.
Substitution here for Woking.
Jack Turner coming on for Aidan O'Brien. Jack Turner is more of an attacking midfielder, so than sometimes he's been played this season.
Good night from Aidan O'Brien. He's made some really good runs and been pivotal in them attacks, whether it's been threading the balls out wide. Of course, he was instrumental in both goals as well. Let's be honest. He took that shot initially. He took the first one as well for the first goal. I think he's been quite busy, quite active in around the edge of the 18-yard box tonight.
He has. He's had a good game.
Can't breathe for a second though, because Boston are back forward now. It's Maguire that swoops it into the box, and Jääskeläinen has to be alert on his feet there. Catches it with both hands. He was looking for options to throw it out, but he sends it long with his feet instead towards Sanderson. It's won well by Rooney though, who goes down in a heap for Boston. He still remains down at the moment. I wonder how long the referee will let this play on at the moment. There's Rooney not going to get the salvation of the referee as Woking continue to come forward. Sanderson, a couple of 1-2s out wide. Woking forced all the way back into their own half, but knocking it around neatly on the far side at the moment. Just looking for inroads in and around the edge of the box, and Sanderson's gone down. I saw him feeling his ankle just a moment ago. He tried to stretch it off and get back on side, and he's gone down again here. Just looking towards the bench.
And really, Woking don't want to lose Ollie Sanderson tonight. He's just taken his boot off. Harry Buton was signalling it was his ankle, but he's doing his boot up, and looks like he'll continue. He's not had treatment.
You look at the options on the bench to come on for Sanderson tonight, and it's light.
Yeah. Yes, it is. There's, I mean, Tariq Hines, I think, has been an underplayed player this season, and the problem is not quite knowing where best to play him. But he's got pace. I quite like him wide on midfield in this team. Jake Foster-Caskey, but whether he's fully fit yet to come on, I think he's only just started full training.
Sanderson is back to his feet and stays on for Woking. And back underway. So the Cards surrender possession, and now back away come Boston. Well, Luca Barrington was forced to play the ball back into the heart of defence though, and now it's Maguire looking to chase onto it. He's had a lively second half, Maguire, even outside of the goal. He's drifted a lot more out wide and linked up well with Abo, and he's going to try and shuffle it onto his right foot here. He's forced the ball backwards though. It's Oisín Gallagher now for Boston, now with Rooney. Good press this from Woking to just try and push Boston back into their defensive half. Sent long towards Gallagher. Heads go up and in behind they go, and just meets the offside flag there. It's a good long ball.
Yeah, I think Caleb Richards had gone back to cover anyway, but that was that could have been a very, very simple goal, but marginally offside, so it rescued Woking. Roy Seiler done quite well since he came on. I think he's still finding his way into the team, but I think he's been quite active. That early shot in the second half that went just over.
70 minutes on the clock. Boston United 2, Woking 2 if you are just joining us, as Ollie Sanderson looks to try and race towards the box. He the man that's got both goals tonight, one of them more clear cut than the other. The second taking a big nick. Boston look to try and spring away again here with Abo, who rides the challenge, the strong challenge of Kabode, and now he's racing towards the defence here. Abo looking to step inside a couple, giving away though, and Boston can go again with Carson, swept across the area, cleared away by Woking but not fully from danger. Abo looking to get it under control. Now Woking can get their foot through it, but only out of play.
Has he been booked already? No.
Bode just brought back for that challenge on Ken Abo a moment ago. Don't think there can be any complaints about that. He did put in a strong challenge.
He went in very strong there, and
so Joe Kabode going into the book as well. And it comes from Matty Carson, nodded down onto the edge of the box. Just got to try and scurry to get there first. Good play that from Woking because it was quite dangerous. The ball came back across. Sanderson going to try and get there before Rooney. And Rooney did get there first, but caught Sanderson. And Woking win the free kick on halfway. 50-50 challenge, that one.
I think it was. I think Sanderson did well to sort of throw himself forward, win the free kick. Just keep glancing down to the Woking technical area, see if there's any activity. At the moment, Jake Hyde and Craig Ross deep in talk. Jake Hyde is probably suggesting it's time he came on.
Sent forward Len Long from that free kick, won by Grimes just inside his penalty area for Boston. A bow knocks it back for Matty Carson, who tries to launch a ball for Boston, and it's a poor touch by Andrews, but he recovers it well. Strange bit of football that from Jamie Andrews. He touched Lennon down, he won it back, then it got away from him again, then he brings the man down and picks up a yellow card. A fifth yellow card of the evening.
He was surrounded by two players there, running backwards. It's always going to be awkward. But yeah, Woking definitely picked up the yellow cards this evening.
Yeah, Akinola picking one up and going off at half-time. Timmy Akinola, that is. Aaron Drews picked one up. Jamie Andrews, Joe Gabode, and Jamie Grimes has got one himself for Boston as well. So 5 yellow cards shown on the night by Wayne Cartmel. About 15 yards inside the Woking half, this Boston. They're going to play it square from the free kick. Maguire across for Carson, who plays an angled ball into the box diagonally. A bit of a pull on the shirt there. Boston fans want a penalty. Referee completely waves that away, doesn't even entertain it. Woking giving possession straight back to Boston though, who surrender it out of play. It was bobbled off the chest of Connor Teal and out of play for a throw-in on the far side.
Good work from Turner to chase that down and stop the ball coming straight back. So a bit of relief for Woking on the halfway line, and still looking to press forward though.
74 minutes on the clock. 4 goals shared at 2 apiece here at the Jatemans Community Stadium. Woking have led twice though in this game. Coley just shifting it out of his feet to find Aaron Drew on this near side. Long ball down the line, won by Grimes, and that's another one over the stadium into the car park.
that is a National League centre half clearance, that one.
Hope you didn't park behind the stand here.
We're parked next to the Woking coach.
Hopefully all the glass still intact as Drew gets the ball back in play, then Sanderson just looking to pick it up and sent down the line, hooked out of play in the end by Akinola. Not all too much to do there. He was off balance and it came down the line. Maguire picks it up, quickly taking that throw in by Boston, looking to shift it infield towards a bow, who uses his body very well to get away from Jamie Andrews. Knocks it back for Maguire now, edge of the box here for Boston, striding in towards the D. Now Wishing Gallagher picks it up on the right side this time, a few yards from the 18-yard box. It's a beautiful ball from Gallagher. Boston inside the 18-yard box now, and a bit of a miscommunication from Woking defensively there.
All getting a bit mistake-filled and frantic at the moment.
It is, and they can only get their foot through it and offer the ball straight back for Boston. Now with Richards, Rooney. Good foothold of possession this for the Pilgrims. Maguire, first time ball into the box, looking for Curzons, but dealt with well in the end by Woking. Sanderson looks to cushion a ball down and play it out wide. Only out for a throw in though.
And we have got Matt Ward now coming on, which I think is timely. I suspect he'll come on from Buterman or O'Brien.
It's Joe Gavode that comes off.
Well, there you go, wrong again. But
of course, probably needed at this stage of the game for Joe Gavode, who's had a few good runs, but picking up that yellow card a few moments ago, not worth the risk of it.
Bit of a cheer and a jeer. I'm not sure what that was for. So, yeah, Joe. Earlier on, he only did a half, so he's really getting up to full match fitness now.
Just taking a bit of time for this throw-in to be taken on the far side at the moment after that substitution. Hope it's a good one after this wait. Throwing back towards Rooney. Now with Grimes on halfway for Boston. Carson looking for the long ball. Only meets the head of a Coley. Now trying to scamper away a Woking, but Seiler loses his footing in the centre of the park. Richards now knocks it back for a Bow. It's level on halfway for Boston, who are recycling it back to their central defenders in Rooney and Grimes. Rooney spreads the ball back out wide. Oh, a chance for Woking to try and break in behind there, but it evades over their heads and out for Carson, who now finds a Bow who's going to try and drive at a couple this time. Gets it back to Carson, flashes across the area, and it was Richards that met it in the end, but flashes it wide. Quick play from Boston, that.
Yeah, the most dangerous moves now are definitely coming most of the time from Boston. They're putting on a lot of pressure, having a lot of joy down the flanks, particularly down the left flank, and that was another example, but they couldn't bundle it home. It started with Matt Ward probably courageously anticipating whether he could do an interception, and he would have been away, but unfortunately it wasn't to be, and that's put Woking on the back foot.
Sent look forward by Jaskalainen and won again by Boston in the air. Struggling to get a foothold at the moment, Woking on the ball for any succession of passes. Into the final 15 minutes of normal time. Suspect we'll have a few added on at the end of this one though. It's back with Carson, now captain Jamie Grimes. Looks for a long ball straight into the midfield. Aaron Drew gives the ball away, but recovers it well.
He's done a lot of interceptions tonight, Aaron Drew, but that one was of his own making as he gave the ball away, having won it well.
Here's Rooney, diagonal ball from the heart of defence, looking for a Bow, and there's another interception from Drew, who slips in the process towards the boards.
Few players slipping and sliding this evening. I don't know whether it's just dew on the ground.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's a night that's got colder as it's gone on. As I said, quite a mild day at the start of March. Throughout the afternoon, it's just got chillier and chillier. Way down the line towards Beautyman. He's looking to charge at Rooney, who just puts his arm across Beautyman there. So much running out there from the Cards captain tonight, though, leading by example.
He has. He's had one of his strongest games in recent times, really, and as you say, has led by example with his effort. Here he is again.
Given away in midfield this time, though. Maguire twists away and looks out wide for a Bow, who we know can really drive at his man. He's doing so in Drew, but they've got a couple back to try and combat that. Good sliding challenge, but back it comes for Carson, who knocks it across the area. Coley's head goes up first. Maguire tries to strike his effort, but doesn't get any venom behind it. Woking clear it, but straight back into Boston's hands. It's the goalkeeper that's come out to pass this one into Grimes. Looks out wide for Carson. Now back with Grimes, deep into the Boston half. Recycle it all the way back to debutant Dan Cameron. A couple of debutants on there for Boston today, in Cameron and Luca Barrington, who came on in the second half. As Woking do finally win back possession, but giving away as Oisin Murphy rides a couple of challenges, pulled back. Bit of a cynical challenge, that one. You see it sometimes from midfielders. Gallagher just rode the challenge, rode another one, and then just hauled back.
Yeah, Roy Seiler there, and I suspect that's going to be another yellow card. Maybe not.
I've seen yellow cards given for less tonight than that one.
Maybe Wayne Cartmell feels he's met his quota.
So a free kick for Boston, right on the base of the centre circle inside the Woking half. Couple of the defenders standing over it, and a substitution going to come on for the Pilgrims. Kieran Donnelly, and off goes Tom Curzons, which is quite a nice sight, really.
For Woking fans, it is a nice sight, because he's been a real threat.
It's a great sight to see him come off, because the goals he's been scoring in the National League. Found another one tonight. As Maguire looks to hook a ball in, claimed well by Jaskalainen, now trying to get it forward. Just going to stroll it out and wait for some players to commit themselves forward.
That water's herring up there, but it didn't make its way to him. Now it gets in his general direction, but he's not going to win many headers.
Oh, he wins it well there, though.
Yeah, I spoke too quickly there. He positioned himself well in front of a much bigger man, and
here's Drew, looks to hook it infield towards Sanderson, who uses his body to knock it in for Ward. Slide to the cross for Richards. Out wide now with Woking on the far side. Lots of red and white shirts in the centre. It's hooked across by Andrews, flicked on. In the end, bobbles into the hands of the goalkeeper, but there's a few players there just trying to guide it towards goal. They did so, but didn't cause any questions in the end of the goalkeeper, as Okoli is quickly forced into action after a long ball forward by the goalkeeper. Twisted and turning away, so much happening in a short space of time there, and now Woking can get their feet back on it.
Good work there by Seiler, the interception, and to build the link up. Oh, you have to say this game's been pretty open.
It really has. It's been a game played in good spirits and fast tempo. That's why we've probably seen the 4 goals, both sides going for it, leaving gaps open at the back as well at times. There's a dummy played there by Maguire as they try and get Donnelly in behind the substitute, but Okoli was across to it nonetheless, watching both of them. So it's going to be a Woking throw on the near side. Aaron Drew just drawing the ball down, asking for options on this near side in front of Craig Ross and the technical team. Can't be easy for the players having to set up for a game against a side that are in form, just, you know, less than 36 hours after your manager's been sacked. But of course it's a new challenge, and they'll know Craig Ross in there as well, so for him to step in.
Yeah, the players have really come together. I think whatever the result tonight, I think they've really decided what they're going to do, how they're going to play, and until the manager's appointed, to give it their all. And I think no one can deny they've done that tonight.
Swirling long ball played forward by Jaskalainen. Out of play it goes. It's Carson taking almost a hop, skip and a jump down the line to take that throw in. Richards goes down. Bit of a high boot from Jack Turner, the substitute there.
Yeah, it's a
ball spread out by Rooney to the far side. Teal just checks back. It's on halfway for Boston. Everybody back for Woking now, in good shape at the moment. Is there going to be a winner in this one for the Cards? They've had a few chances. Took both of them in the first half as it's bubbled. And Akinola just called into action to nod it back into the keeper's hands there. It's a long ball forward. Jaskalainen this time tries to send a long ball forward. Keeper to keeper.
Ping pong.
He bowls it out to Rooney. Carries it about 10-15 yards, then plays it back 10 or so yards to his central defensive partner in Grimes. Out for Carson, looking to spread it into a Bowes. Drop deep here. Good infield ball back for Grimes. And Turner just caught out of position a little bit there. It's let Richards ghost away from him. Comes to nothing though, as Boston just play it back into Woking's hands. Jaskalainen just going to take his time here and bait Kieran Donnelly in.
It's a points like this you really want Woking to at least hold on for the point. I think it's been, such a difficult week, and they've worked so hard in this game.
Just see the board here just before the change. It looks like Harry Beautyman's going to come off for Odesina in just a moment's time. Matt Ward doing well to keep that in, but heads it back into the Boston defence. He sort of guided his header at an angle down the line. Grimes across to it though. Now with Carson. Okoli just getting a handful of Donnelly's shirt. Coming together there between Akinola and Donnelly. Sent over by Jaskalainen. Lots of balls in the air at the moment. Can Woking get it down and try and forge something? As Turner looks to guide it in towards Sanderson. Beautyman's touch lets him down. Now Boston can stride out of defence. They've got it with Maguire in the centre of the park. Gives it away, but deflection means they win it back. Now racing clear is Luca Barrington. Played across the box, but good recovery from Okoli. Give it straight back to Boston though with Barrington again. He's in an offside position. And now on come the substitutes for both sides.
Timmy Odesina coming on. Did you say it was Harry Beautyman?
Beautyman, yeah, I saw him number 7.
He's played very well, Harry Beautyman. Well done.
Yeah, great display from the captain tonight. So much running, so much work, some good balls forward as well.
Harry Beautyman, this is sort of the slowest coming off that I've ever seen.
Talking to his players, literally taking as long as he possibly can here to get off the field. Claps the Woking fans, turns, takes a little bit longer. You see the Boston players just sort of thinking, come on.
He's done very well. He's done very well. And his exit has probably served Woking quite well, just to eat up a few minutes, just to...
And Boston have made a substitution as well. Kennebo coming off for Liam McCarron, and the stadium announcer inside the Jakeman Stadium gifting the man of the match to that man Kennebo tonight. Who's your man of the match?
What, for the Woking side? I think I'd probably give it to Ollie Sanderson, not just because he's got a couple of goals. I think he's led the line very well, and clever running, and all the players seem to, they've enjoyed. I think they look as though they've enjoyed playing tonight. I'm sure it's had its pressures and stresses, but
5 minutes added on at the end of this second half. We're locked at 2-2 here at the Jakeman Stadium. Woking twice leading. Boston twice firing themselves back into it. As Aaron Drew just gives away possession there on this near side. He's up in a battle against the substitute, Liam McCarron. Can we see one more real roll of the dice? One more big foray forward. 4 minutes to do so.
4 minutes to go, and they've still got Sanderson and Ward up front. So still being positive, not just defending in depth. Although they have been the last 10 or 15 minutes, understandably, a little more cautious, a little more playing it around at the back.
Sent forward by Jaskalainen, swirling out towards this near side. Bit of a push in the back there of Ward, but Boston in a real hurry to get this back into play. It's Carson, he's giving himself way too many yards there on this near side. He's carried that a few yards up the pitch, as we see at this sort of time of the game from sides. Carson knocks the ball infield for Grimes. Back with the goalkeeper, Dan Cameron. Long ball into the middle. Won by Akinola. Bit of head tennis going on in the centre of the park at the moment. Richards the latest to knock it forward for Boston. Now Ward shifts away from a couple. That's great feet from the Woking winger and substitute. Here comes Matt Ward. He's carried it a long way and just trying to set Ollie Sanderson free. But just can't get a nick on it in the end, and Boston are back to clear it. Richards though sweeping it through. Looked a bit nervous, the midfielder there, as he gives it away, and Woking win the free kick.
Yeah, lovely run there from Matt Ward. He had two people around him, turned away sharply, and he was away. And just that final ball let him down. But it's always nice to see Matt Ward looking positive in his football. It's
the first time he's been really trying to find some positions and ask for the ball, but it's the first real chance he's had to get on the ball and really drive into some space.
Yeah,
it was a good one.
He's at his best when he's turning and coming away from players, and he's got great acceleration.
Jamie Andrews standing over the free kick. It's literally slap central, 5 yards in front of the base in the Boston half. It's hooked in by Jamie Andrews. Could be a bit of a weird one to deal with for the defence here. They get it clear, but Andrews sweeps it back across the box. Sanderson goes up late on. I thought that was a lot closer than what it was.
No, they didn't give offside, so it was onside. So that was a great opportunity. Really great opportunity. Maybe
right at the death. Sanderson hat-trick in the waiting, but just wide. Here he is again, knocks it out wide for Ward. Woking got the bit between their teeth here, creating a couple of chances late on into this game. 2-2 it is. Couple of minutes left. Sanderson knocks it down, trying to find Andrews inside the area. Cleared away by Boston. Throw-in goes Woking's way.
And so far at this added time, Woking have been on the front foot. They've been asking the questions of Boston, who look a little bit nervous at times.
They do, especially out of midfield, giving possession back to Woking a few times, and Drew throws it down the line, headed out by Grimes. Drew going to try and battle to keep that in, plays it in field towards Seiler. Now with Caleb Richards looking to hook it in behind for Andrews. Is in a foot race with Teal on the far side. He can only play it out. Good pressure this from Woking. Can't be long left now. But the Cards other side pressing for the winner in second half stoppage time here. Andrews just drawing the ball down. Good chance to really get this in the mixer.
Not playing safe here, are they? All but even Richards going out. Only Timmy Olasina back.
And it comes from.
And then
Andrews nodded away. No one forward for Boston. That's disappointing. From Olasina, who just leaning back, hooks it out. And it goes for a Boston throw-in on the far side. It just sort of kills that bit of momentum that Woking have picked up in this second half stoppage time. Now Boston have the ball in hand. Far side, looks as though this one's ticking towards a point on the road for Woking. A draw. And that is the full-time whistle at the Jakeman's Community Stadium. Boston United 2, Woking 2. It's a game that the Cards twice led early on. Ollie Sanderson, after just 3 minutes, firing Woking in front. Aidan O'Brien going in on goal. The goalkeeper made the save. Sanderson was on hand to sweep it home. A great strike from Tom Curzon 7 minutes before the interval, rifling one into the top of the net. Even if Jääskeläinen gets a hand to it, it's a hard one to stop. But Ollie Sanderson picking up his second just a minute before the break. Initially we thought it was going to be credited to Aidan O'Brien, but it took a nick off Ollie Sanderson to guide it away from Dan Cameron. But in the end, Frankie Maguire, a well-driven strike across the box into the bottom right corner to share the spoils. 4 goals shared between the two sides. But a good game, Ian. A great game.
A good game, and really pleased for Woking. It's come away with a point, but let's be real, Boston are one of the form teams at the moment, unbeaten in so many games, and to come here and grab a draw is great. And I really like the spirit with which they played, the pride with which they played. Not a huge number of Woking fans here tonight, but they're giving the players a good round of applause, and I think I just want to say how pleased I am for the Woking players that they've put themselves into this, picked themselves up from what must have been a very disappointing weekend, and a point back moving, adding to their point total, and move on. The games are going to come very rapidly now, but for tonight Woking can look at a draw well earned. Hard-earned draw, well-earned.
Most certainly is. It's a point that sees Woking lift a place in the National League up to 16th. Boston United 11th with that draw, and it's Tamworth up next for the Cards as they look to get back to winning ways.
Yeah, Tamworth's another hard game, and that will be a pretty physical game. Tamworth are quite direct, and quite big, so that will be. But the message to Woking fans is get down on Saturday. I've been there today. I've seen the relay pitch. I'm not a pitch expert. I'm not predicting anything this time, but everyone has said it'll be fine. So the games are going to come thick and fast. Let's get behind the Woking boys and see them move up the table. And well done, Trent, tonight. Good to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you, Ian. Thank you for joining us on commentary this evening. The game's finished here at the Jakeman's Community Stadium. A lively affair, and it's finished here. Boston United 2, Woking 2.